When people talk about retirement, there's one sentence that comes up again and again. If we need to, I'll just work a little longer. That sounds responsible. It sounds flexible, and it sounds like a backup plan. But for a lot of people, it turns out not to be. And the reason it turns out not to be has absolutely nothing to do with motivation. Working longer feels different than other retirement decisions. You're not committing any money. You're not selling anything, and you know what? You're not having to change your lifestyle. You're just postponing a decision, and postponing, it always feels reversible. In your mind, you think to yourself, hey, I still have skills. People all the time are working into their late 60s now. I'm not done yet. So working longer feels like you're in control. But the catch is that control and flexibility are not the same thing. You see, when you just say you'll work longer, you're assuming the following: that your health will stay absolutely steady, that your energy will stay reliable, that your role will still exist, and that your employer will still want you back. And none of those feel really risky in your 50s. They just feel normal. But continuing to work isn't about willingness, it's about conditions staying aligned. And those conditions, they don't stay fixed. Working longer usually gets harder, but for quiet reasons. It's not because people don't want to work, it's because stamina changes, stress tolerance, it shifts, recovery takes longer, and schedules feel a lot heavier, even when the work can be 100% familiar. You don't notice this all at once. You notice it in pieces. That happens when you tell yourself, I can keep going, into, man, you know what? This costs a lot more than it used to. There's another reality that most people don't like to talk about. Guess what? Jobs change. Roles shift, teams reorganize, and expectations evolve. Experience matters, but so does flexibility. And many workplaces begin to prioritize speed, adaptability, availability, and none of it's really personal, right? But it's all about options. This is where working longer stops being your choice alone. You see, oftentimes the need to work a little longer collides with new responsibilities, such as caregiving, health appointments, family needs, and a reduced energy level. You see, that overlap matters. Work, it doesn't exist in isolation, and flexibility matters most when life is demanding more, not less. That's when people realize that this isn't the safety net that they had hoped for and imagined. When retirees say, I thought I could work longer, they usually mean, I didn't expect it to be this physically draining. I didn't think my job would change. I didn't realize how much else would be happening in my life. Nothing failed, it's just the assumption didn't hold. That's a very different kind of surprise. You see, a better question wouldn't have been, can I work longer? It would have been, what has to stay true for working longer to actually work in my life? That question, it doesn't stop anybody from working, but it just removes the illusion that getting that job is absolutely guaranteed. And most people never ask that question until that window of opportunity is closed. In retirement, some backup plans aren't as flexible as they sound. Things like monthly spending or housing or working longer. None of these by themselves are bad decisions. They just age differently than people expect. That's what this channel is here to notice before time forces you to notice it.